Ryan Dance Machine. You're tuned into Tamper Tantrums here on KTOH FM. I'm hanging out with Sean from B-Side HNL. And just letting you know the music that you heard at the top of the hour. Starting us off was Classic Y Project with Cat Wasa. After that, Leom with Introspectro. Followed by Thundercat with Them Changes. Prep with Cheapest Flight. And then coming up next, we got one from Left Flex. And the song's called Alone Together. My name is Ryan Dance Machine. I'm a DJ here. I'm also a musician as well as a photographer. So my photography style is heavily influenced by another music photographer called Nathan Baker. And so he used to shoot a lot of bands that I love, a lot of punk and hardcore bands. He did these amazing shots with kind of slow shutter and a lot of light blurring. I looked at his photos and with my old film camera started to figure out how he did it. So it's just utilizing slow shutter and flash to both capture and get my subjects in focus while also kind of getting the motion of the surrounding lights and the ambient light to bleed in, kind of paint on top of that photo. Big fan of jazz as a trumpet player. I love Blue Note as a label, but also for the aesthetic and their art. So Francis Wolf's photography, he did a lot of the photos for majority of their album covers. So this is actually all Francis Wolf. So I just turned the page and it just happens to be him. This is also Francis Wolf. This is a great album by Herbie Hancock. So his style and really lends itself to the music too, and just like help create this whole culture of cool around jazz music that still carries on to this day. So these are super iconic. So he kind of influenced me just in terms of portraiture and also kind of mixing it up. To take a good photo, you kind of have to be in love with your subject for just that moment to really connect with it, regardless of whatever you're shooting. Whenever I'm shooting, in terms of how I compose a shot too, I'm also looking for kind of different shapes and angles and any patterns. So it's not just about making a photo look like a good photo. It's about conveying a sense of feeling and some raw human emotion, whether it be from a band or from a moment or just from the subject, whatever you get from the surroundings and the people who are in it. For live music, mainly nowadays at Downbeat Lounge out in Chinatown. They have a lot of great bands, ranging from rock and roll, punk, psychedelic, to indie, hip hop, reggae, soul, R&B, funk, soul, pretty much everything. Hawaiian Brian's Social Club is great. So they have, it's like multi-venue. So they have the electronic DJ room, as well as the studio for smaller acoustic acts, and Crossroads for like the bigger shows. And so the lighting in each of those rooms are very different, which pose both challenges and kind of opportunities to kind of do different things. Manifest in Chinatown occasionally has shows too, or has DJs pretty often, so that's a lot of fun. And then just kind of random house parties. When I'm shooting a show, especially a really rowdy show, like at punk and hardcore shows, you gotta kind of navigate the crowd, because especially holding an expensive camera, you don't want to drop that. So, but from years of being in pits myself, I got a good idea of the rules and how everything's gonna go. Also being a musician, you get a sense of how I think about shooting. Because I know it's like, oh, if I'm shooting a drummer, oh, he's gonna do a fill right now, that's gonna be a good chance to get him with sticks like high up in the air, or he's gonna turn and play his ride cymbal and stuff like that. Or a singer is gonna sing a long note during the chorus, and so that's a good chance he's gonna hold still, and in this low lighting, I can get that shot. Just things like that you think about as you're shooting at a show. So my advice for anyone who's thinking about getting into show photography is just shoot as much as you can. Go to as many shows as you can. Just have fun. Talk to people. Be a part of a community. Get to know all the other people at the shows, because they like the same music as you. Don't be afraid to talk to the bands, because they're people who love music as well. Don't feel intimidated by other people who are musicians or who are photographers. Ask them for their advice. Ask them for any tips. We're in it together. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely shoot. Don't be afraid.
I'm Kalie Capadona, and I'm a local photographer in Honolulu, mostly with the punk, hardcore music scene. high school, I definitely did a lot of photography because they actually offered it. Started with a 35 millimeter. Right now I have my Nikon 3400. I just kind of go with the basic lens, and I don't particularly like using flash because I don't like to blind musicians, you know? So I just work around the lighting that's at the clubs. Oh yeah, I might have this one like shot right there, just about to take it, and you'll get bumped. And you kind of just have to go with it. There's a lot of, I don't want to get down on myself, a lot of like missed shots, but you just kind of keep going because it's a live performance. You know, it helps if you've seen the band before, or if you know their music, or have seen videos, because then you can kind of feel it out in how they perform. But you never know with a crowd. Like the other night, you know, I still have bruises. I noticed there was a giant one right here. I got knocked down twice. My friend got hit behind me and whacked her head on the back of my head. It happens. But, you know, you just kind of keep shooting. And I'm always wearing boots. At Next Door, if it gets crazy, you're gonna have bruises on your thighs. At Anna's, you're gonna have bruises on your shins. It's just what happens. I try to plant myself as well as I can. I know I'm kind of like small. And when I'm shooting, I do keep my elbow out. Just in case, you know, there's a mosh pit and stuff like that. Gotten pushed down and bloody, but I've always saved my camera. So it's just how the rock show goes. Bones from Lower Class Brats. I absolutely love that photo. It shows the intensity. Jack Crenshaw from TSOL. That was a really fun show. There's Larry and his Flask. There's Mickey Finn playing with the Numbskulls. It was nice that somebody actually brought harmonica up on stage. You don't really see that very often. Warren from Misdemeanor. That one's a good one. And that photo, like, you can see the veins, you know. I would love to actually make it more into a career. There's always that issue of people saying that photography's dead or dying because of everybody has a camera on their phone. And yeah, that's true, but I don't think that's gonna completely take out the professional photographer, and especially the music photographer. Certain bands know the importance of actually having somebody that loves their music and actually can bring out certain images that show what they're trying to express. We have a really good scene, and people don't even think we're part of the US. And so they don't really think of, you know, the rock scene here. You know, it's not all Don Ho and like 1960s Elvis, which are great, but there's a lot more to it than that. Hawaii, you come down here, you want to go see a show, just go. You'll make friends. The bands are super like friendly. There's something nice about not having like a giant divide, which some of the mainland shows there is. And down here, I feel like you are very much part of the scene.